Good evening. Welcome to the March 12th, 2024 Village of Bolingbrook Board Meeting. Before I proceed, if anyone would like to address the board this evening, we do have forms for you to fill out in the back as well as here for the clerk. I would like to invite Bolingbrook's first female Eagle Scout, Alexa Nisiak, to lead us in the pledge. Alexa, did I say that right? Yes. So 2 teachers and me. Yes, ma'am, right up here.
Into the mic or no? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and we'll see you back up here in a little bit, so don't go so far. Madam Clerk, may I please have roll call?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Trustee Zarate.
Here.
Trustee Quintero.
Here.
Trustee Kelly.
Here.
Trustee Lawler.
Here.
Trustee Doris.
Here.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Here.
Thank you. May I please have a motion to approve the minutes from regular meeting February 27th, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Kelly. Any additions, corrections, or deletions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have our approval of the agenda. Mr. Zarzor is here this evening. Are there any changes to this
No
evening's
changes
agenda?
to the agenda, thank you.
Thank you very much. May I please have a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Doris. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have no approvals or appointments of boards this evening. We do have a proclamation. I believe we have some people here to accept this proclamation, correct? Why don't you guys come up and join me? We good? All right. Recently, it was our privilege to host 18 students and 5 staff members from the Valley View Secondary Transition Experience Program, STEP, right here at Village Hall. The students had a chance to meet a few of our elected officials and our department heads, take a tour of Village Hall, and visit our Public Works Department. They were interested, they were engaged, and asked insightful questions, and we're very excited to have them here to share what they do to serve our community. Today, it is my honor to present this proclamation in acknowledgement of Ability Awareness Month and the STEP program, which is being accepted by Jill. Where's Jill?
Right here.
Okay, Jill, you come over here next to me. Coker?
Yep.
She's one of the STEP teachers at Valley View School District. Proclamation reads, Ability Awareness Month, March 2024. Whereas ability awareness is an opportunity to spread the word about inclusion in the community and workplace for people with different abilities. And whereas the Secondary Transition Experience Program, known as STEP, ensures that each student has the necessary knowledge, tools, and community support to succeed in the future. We model and teach integrity, respect, creativity, and accountability to prepare students to reach their full potential. And whereas in partnership with students and their families, bridges are built between school and the community that allow for smooth and successful transitions for students with disabilities. And whereas disability is a natural part of the human experience and in no way diminishes the right of individuals with disabilities to live independently, enjoy self-determination, make choices, contribute to society, and fully experience the economic, political, social, cultural, and educational mainstream of American society. And whereas we recognize the individuals with disabilities are capable, contributing members of society worthy of full access and inclusion in all facets of Bolingbrook community living. And whereas we live in a Bolingbrook, which recognizes the unlimited potential for all our citizens, including those with disabilities, to live, work and thrive in our community and to create a seamless transition from school to post-secondary life. Now, therefore, I, Mary Alexander Basta, Mayor of the Board of Trustees, Village of Bolingbrook, will in DuPage Counties, Illinois, do hereby proclaim March 2024 as Ability Awareness Month and encourage all residents to recognize and support the Secondary Transition Experience Program this week and throughout the coming year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I was just thinking how this is our 11th year of doing ability awareness and spreading inclusion throughout our community, and we are always so grateful to be invited back here at the Bolingbrook Village board meeting. Without the support of local businesses here in Bolingbrook, our students would have limited options to strengthen their workplace skills. We wanted to recognize also businesses in the community that have partnered with us to support us in having our students be included in their community. The Early Childhood Center, VVSD Print Shop, Brooks Middle School, businesses out in the community consist of a loft, and then we also have job training at following businesses that lead to paid employment, which has been really awesome for our students through Cintas, Main Freight, Mod Pizza, and also again Valley View. Other businesses that have showed support in hiring our students for paid employment: Jewel, Goodwill, GNW, Pelican Harbor, Meyer. We have a student up here employed by Meyer, McDonald's, VVSD at their lunch aid positions. And ability awareness started out really small, of having people in the community sign our banner and just pledge to be inclusive and spread kindness. And it's grown to us coming to the Village Hall, us doing different fundraisers, and businesses partnering with us and donating so we can raise funds to help keep job training and doing the awesome things at our school. So Goat and the Vine has donated, Holy Granola, Rocket Ice, Star Cinema Grill, Score 18, JW Aviation, and the Bolingbrook Golf Club. So lots of businesses that we're also grateful for to help spread inclusion.
Now, would anyone like to tell us if you guys had a good time when you came and visited?
Yeah, it might have been, I
Anybody
don't know
here
if
that
anyone
came
from
and
Miss
visited?
Jones's class was here.
No?
Yeah.
You guys excited to be here tonight?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, we
Do you want to have them introduce themselves?
Yes, absolutely.
Give this to you.
Yeah, so we have some alumni. I want to say your name.
And further, we usually do activities and programs that we usually go into the community that donate to Special Olympics, the Recreation Center. We normally work our community trips, like trip to the Cinemark or anything like that in the community.
Yeah, say your name.
My name is Emily. I used to be in Miss Cooker's class a long time ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Yes, Emily is a STEP alumni, which is really awesome that she always comes to support us. And she and her friend Katie here are involved in NWCSRA.
My name's Katie. I won third place for basketball state tournament.
All right.
Hi, my name is Danny. Danny Prell. I've been at STEP this is my second year now, and I am employed in Meyer, and I am doing a job training site at Mod Pizza right now.
Hi, my name is Micah, and this is my third year at STEP, and I'm in Miss Santucci's class. And I want to say a little bit about my teacher. Miss Santucci, if you're listening right now, you're the best teacher I've ever had. You welcomed me in when I was really nervous to come in, so I would like to thank my teacher, Miss Adiz, and Miss Santucci.
Awesome.
Jay.
Hi, my name is Varun. It's my first year at STEP, and I like Miss Coker's class so much because I like her class that we go on community trips like Walmart, the rec centers, and the Anna Reno Wednesday and the rec centers. And I also go to the movie theaters. And I also work in our coffee shop on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I also doing the talent show in March 12th, March 15th, and I'm doing Lingashtakam. It's an Indian song I can share with my friends and family, step friends and families, and I'm going to play the piano as a solo song. And STEP has a great activities like I'm playing basketball at STEP in May. My old teachers, Ms. Ronsek, Ms. Kuberik, Ms. G, Ms. S, Ms. Kuberik are going to cheer for me at the basketball game. At the talent show, Ms. Ronsek, Ms. Kuberik, and Ms. S are going to cheer for me at the talent show, and my mom and probably my dad. I don't know.
Go ahead, it's your turn. Say, my name is, come on, you can say it. You want her to say it? I don't know what your name.
I'll hold the microphone. What's your name?
What is it? I know your name. You want me to say your name? Yeah. You want me to say Paul? Yeah? Are you excited to be here? We're excited to have all of you guys here. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here, and let's thank the family for bringing everyone here. Can we do a group picture? Come on, Paul. I took a shower, I promise. Come on. Come on. You're gonna hang out, and you're gonna get a picture.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, you are. Look, everybody wave at the camera up top.
Everybody wave. 1, 2, 3. Good job.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Thank you. You as well. Thank you. Good luck on the talent show.
Thank you.
All right. They have talent. I dare not try to see if you guys have any up here.
Hey, Mayor, if I can make a call out. If you do not follow this group on Instagram, they make some incredible reels. And they also have a ability awareness T-shirt fundraiser and crew neck fundraiser going on their Facebook page and their Instagram. So check them out. They're an amazing group.
All right. Next, we have our Eagle Scout Award, Alexa Nisiag. Please join me. It's a big deal. Right? Are you excited?
I am.
You're not shy, are you?
No.
Okay, good. It's just making sure. I'm gonna put this right here for right now. First female Eagle Scout.
Yes.
Historically, Bolingbrook has been very supportive of our scouting programs here at the village because the youth that are involved in these programs are the next generation of leaders. Over the years, it's been a privilege for our elected officials to attend many courts of honor for local Eagle Scouts. We were at some blue and gold this weekend.
Sunday, and then the gold award on Saturday.
Yeah, they seem to come in waves. They come in and then they stop. We have celebrated the newest local Eagle Scouts and Gold Award recipients just recently. While traditionally, Eagle Scouts have been male, in 2019, the Boy Scouts opened the Eagle Scout badge to females.
Yes.
And today, it is my privilege to recognize and honor Bolingbrook's first female Eagle Scout. Now, it takes a lot to do this, right? So first, we're going to take a picture, and then you're going to tell us what inspired you. But we have to get this out of here, because you're gonna hold this, not me. Thank you.
1, 2, thank you.
All right, now you have to tell us, first of all, we have to thank the parents, right? Because I know you guys drove and did a lot of projects, and a lot of stuff went into achieving this Eagle Scout, correct?
That's correct.
Now tell me, what inspired you? Who was your biggest, you gotta do this, keep going?
I mean, there were several people. I kind of had the drive to beat my brother. You know, the competitiveness. But also I thought it would be like pretty cool to be in the first wave, and I had so many girls who were below me in grades who would just be like, I want you to do this. And so I was like, I can do this.
And you did do this?
And I did do this, yes.
So how many years apart are you and your brother?
3.
Oh, 3 years, that's competitive. Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd your parents feel about your competition?
They knew it was happening.
We need to get you guys up here.
They
Why are
knew
you
it-
sitting down? Just realize, this is not time to be time off and sit down. Front and center, Mom and Dad. This is a big deal. It is, right? And you guys have to be super proud. Now, this is your second or third Eagle Scout? Is it one
I'm
brother?
the first, and then our son was second.
The son was second.
Yes, we have 2.
Wow, look at that. So how do you guys feel about this?
We honestly, we were really surprised when Alexa said she wanted to join. It kind of took us back, but the moment she joined, she said, I'm going to be an Eagle Scout, and she knew what her project was going to be.
What was your project?
I ended up making 105 blankets for 2 women and children's shelters.
Oh,
The tie blankets.
not blankets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Right?
tie ones, yeah.
See, I did that. That's not an easy task.
It was a lot of days.
I'm
And
sure it
she,
was.
Yeah, and she did it during COVID. So I really, truly believe all those girls and boys deserve an extra honor because every time she would go to have an event, they would lower how many people could be in a room together.
Absolutely.
So her last group event actually was a Zoom blanket making because we could only have 10 people in a room at a time by that point, and we were like, this is not going to work.
Wow. How many
So-
blankets did you make, Mom?
How many did I make with you?
Oh, she did make some.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
was on
combined.
there.
Did Dad make
Yeah.
any?
I took pictures.
Yeah, I know he was a photographer. We
don't know.
probably made 25.
Each together?
because we had to make some
Maybe.
after the event.
True.
So, Dad, how do you feel about this?
Oh, I was very proud.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This
I
is-
kept telling my son, hey, come on, look. I got plenty of time. But yeah.
Well, that's good. And that's what parents want, is
Exactly.
they want their kids to excel and be successful, and you've obviously already started that journey.
Yes.
So Bolingbrook is proud of you. Your mom and dad are obviously very proud of you. You have other people in the audience here that are proud of you. Who do you have with you?
I have my grandparents.
You don't want them to come up for a
No,
picture?
I think we're good.
They're good?
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more picture with the family. Congratulations.
Thank
We're very
you.
happy for you.
Thank you.
Do one without me.
1, 2.
No, you're in here.
No, I get it.
One with me.
1, 2.
Thank you.
Then he'll
Thank
put
you very
the
much.
me
Thank
on
you
the
very
dartboard.
much.
Sounds good. Am I
Thank you
good?
so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's so exciting. That's what these meetings should be about, highlighting our youth. Do that all day. Meeting adjourned. No.
There's a couple of business items. but
Couple of
it's
business
always
items?
cool.
Okay, all right.
Historically, we do the celebrations at the beginning of the meeting so that people are still watching. When we get into legislative, it gets a little,
Yeah, the
People
fun
make
stuff is
too much
always
out
at
at
the
that point.
beginning. Madam Clerk, have we received any comments ahead of this evening's
We have
meeting?
received none on agenda items. We have one for later in the meeting.
Very good, thank you. Is there anyone here that wishes to address the board regarding anything on this evening's agenda? All right, we're going to move forward with our bill approvals. Bill listing A, $254,684.98. Bill listing B, $1,466,200. $1,210.73 for a total of $1,720,895.71. Are there any questions from the trustees? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the bill listing?
So moved. Second?
Trustee Doris, second. Trustee Lawler. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next are our resolutions. First resolution up is 24R-012, approving an emergency repair of clarifier number 1 at sewer treatment plant number 2, located at 1000 West Boughton Road by Walker Process Equipment. Internal components have malfunctioned and the clarifier is inoperable. The clarifier is a vital part to the plant's process and capacity. We do not want this not working, right?
Correct.
Administrator Rickelman? He can tell you why later. We won't go into that. Walker Process Equipment is rebuilding the unit. The cost is $45,975. This has been reviewed and approved by our Public Services Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? May
Well, we
please-
got the detail earlier, so.
Oh, good. I'm glad I missed that. Thank you. May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Kelly, second. Trustee Carpenzano. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution is 24R-013, approving payment for professional engineering services from Robinson Engineering related to design of the chemical feed treatment system. The village needs to construct a chemical feed building to ensure compliance for mercury and phosphorus removal, which is an Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, IEPA requirement. The location will be next to, here's that word again, sewage treatment plant number 2 at 1000 West Boughton Road. The cost is not to exceed $99,750. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Carpenzano, second. Trustee Lawler, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution is 24R-014, approving payment to Robe Inc. for capital improvements at sewer treatment plant number 1, located at 151 Royce Road, number 3, located at 2080 Reagan Boulevard, and Meyer Park Pump Station, 221 West Briarcliff Road. Door repair and/or replacement is needed due to age, condition, and security of current doors. Tuck pointing will prevent future damage to the buildings. Cost $743, which is $2,992.57 under the budgeted amount. This also has been reviewed and approved by our Public Services Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, second. Trustee Kelly, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Thank you. That will conclude our sewage resolutions. We'll move on to a little bit more pleasant resolutions, or not. Resolution 24R-015, approving purchase of 2 Ford Interceptor utility vehicles for the police department under the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative. This resolution will approve the purchase and replace 2 police vehicles that were total losses. The insurance company has reimbursed the village. Those funds will be used for the purchase. The total cost is $103,228.40 for the vehicles, equipment, and its installation. This has been reviewed and approved by our Public Safety Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved. Second?
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Lawler. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next up are ordinances. Ordinance 24-010, amending Chapter 6 of the Bolingbrook Village Code, increasing Class C8 beer and wine from 2 to 3, Johnny's Tacos Corporation located at 133 South Weber Road. The owner has requested a liquor license and completed all required documents specified by our municipal code. This has been reviewed and approved by all relevant personnel and officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next ordinance 24-011, approving negotiated agreement between the Metropolitan Alliance of Police, Bolingbrook Command, Chapter Number 4, and the Village of Bolingbrook. This contract will be from May 1st, 2023 through April 30th of 2026, subject to attorney approval. The union agreement represents police sergeants and lieutenants. It codifies and clarifies current internal administrative practices, including shift selection, body-worn cameras, and sick time usage, and codifies all officer-involved shooting protocols according to Illinois compiled statutes. This has been reviewed by all relevant personnel as well as officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? Please have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Doris. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next ordinance 24-012, amending fees, charges, and other regulatory measures. Ordinance 22-037 streamlined our fee schedule by allowing for periodic updating of this schedule, which is in our municipal code. Adjustments are based on relevant costs and much-needed repairs and replacements in our Public Services and Development Department, Public Works Division. This has been reviewed by all relevant personnel and officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Trustee Lawler,
Second?
trustee Carpenzano, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next up are public comments. Is there anyone that is here this evening that wishes to address the board regarding anything not on this evening's agenda? All right, I believe we have a comment.
We do. We have one that was received by email from a Robert Whittick. My apologies if that's an incorrect pronunciation. He says, I am writing this email to ask the village trustees to create a policy regarding the sharing of information to the public. In this age of instant social media, residents have created multiple local groups posting pictures and comments regarding crime in our communities. Many will comment on what they've seen or heard. Others will simply post opinions on any police and/or fire-related calls. In years past, our local newspapers would print a summary of local police and fire actions, such as arrests, break-ins, accidents, fires, etc., that had taken place over the past week. The nature of newspaper reporting allowed our police and fire departments to do their jobs without residents generally getting involved during said events. Social media now allows anyone to insert themselves into any current police or fire activity. Increases in gun violence and crime throughout the Chicagoland area have made people more concerned and more interested in what's really going on in their neighborhoods. We currently have a patchwork of public reporting means for the police and fire departments. Email blasts and some Facebook posts are occasionally published, but honestly, it isn't enough. In order to have a community willing to report crime, there needs to be a better way of sharing information regarding crime in our neighborhoods. I realize not every action, police, or fire call needs to have a public release. Our residents are looking for answers when many see a multitude of police responding to an area. They may be responding to an accident, a domestic, a fire, or other event. There was an incident this past weekend in a neighborhood near Schmidt and Lily Cash. Many residents reported hearing gunfire and many police responding to the area. Others reported a car being chased from that area. We residents really don't know what happened, but many will post, others will read the post, and most will believe most of what is said. When we don't receive any form of public response from the police or fire during these events, the residents are left to believe what they see on social media. I am encouraging the village, police department, and fire department to create a better means of communicating with residents regarding some of these events. A simple email blast stating, quote, "This is an isolated incident," unquote, isn't good enough anymore. This line has become a running joke on many local group pages. I'm asking the village trustees to draft a new public information policy to help our residents understand some of the challenges our police and fire departments deal with daily. I would like to see a dedicated social media department for the police fire departments so information gets to the residents in a timely fashion. A brief summary would satisfy most residents. I would also like to see a weekly published crime or arrest list that would be publicly available on social media. Finally, I would also like to see updates on first responders who have been injured during calls. We heard about an officer shot last year. Many wonder how he or she is doing. If most of those ideas could be implemented, I believe you would see a positive response from our residents. We all have a shared responsibility to keep our town safe. Sharing information will help to create a better relationship with our residents and police and fire departments. Sincerely, Robert Whittick.
Thank you. And I did actually have a very pleasant phone conversation with the resident and explained a little bit of how and why and so on and so forth. First of all, Officer Eberling returned to work, correct, Chief Rampa? So he is back, and we're very grateful for that, so welcome back. We have increased our communications. Everbridge is now something that you could sign up for, and you can get text messages, you can get emails, you can get a whole variety of things. Bolingbrook Police News is also available. We don't, I don't want to say we don't have dedicated staff to sit at computers and monitor Facebook, but the reality is we don't have dedicated staff to sit at a computer and monitor Facebook. Our police are on the streets handling the issues of safety in our community. Our firefighters, same thing. And we can't, Facebook picks up things in the minute. You see a squad car going down the street, and then you see another one, and all of a sudden it's what's going on. It must be something major. It could be, and it might not be, because now we have to take additional precautions to make sure that residents are safe as well as our police and fire staff is safe. Sometimes there is a story, and when that time comes and we're able to get the facts, which sometimes takes a little bit longer, but we want to have accurate facts. We want to give you accurate information, not just what we're thinking. And sometimes, like Chief says, the first group of information that we get is not necessarily all of the information that we need or the correct information. And when we do have the information that we can publish, Chief and his staff do an amazing job with that, as well as Chief LaJoy and the fire when something is major and it comes up. We have to understand that sometimes there's privacy issues. Sometimes there's legal issues. There's a lot of things. Sometimes it's a victim that doesn't want to be a victim. Lots of things go into this. And, as much as we rely on Facebook, we also need to understand that it's not always the best source of information. You know what is? An email or a phone call. Because if you email the right people, you'll get the right information, or at least you'll get the information that says, we're working on it, or it's nothing to be worried about. Isolated incident is exactly that. It's an isolated incident. If there's a domestic dispute or something, it's isolated to that family or to that household. And I could go on and on and on. So, you know, I think we had even an incident today, correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, where information was way wrong that was out there. And what that resulted is, at some point, hindering the police from doing their job. Because you know what happens? If you put something, hey, something's going on at this address, what do people that have nothing better to do? They drive to that address. It's not necessarily the smartest thing to do, nor is it the most productive thing to do. So we are trying to work on communications. We are upgrading and increasing our platform. Trust me, if there's any danger to the community in any way, you will be informed. Incidences that require information because of its mass or effect on the community, you will see a BPN come out or a text message. But we cannot, I don't think the residents want us to have someone just sitting at a computer all day monitoring social media. I don't think that's a very effective use of taxpayer dollars. I would rather have that person actually on the streets being a little bit more productive, but that could just be me. Maybe at some point in time when we have a plethora of funds, we could just have people, maybe I could sit on the computer. What do you think? But anyway, thank you for the comments. Like I said, I did have a conversation with the resident, very productive, very positive, very supportive resident, and we truly do appreciate this dialogue. We appreciate the fact that residents reach out with questions, with concerns, with comments. Just be sure to use the right platform, which is all of these trustees are available, department heads. We have several department heads this evening that are actually here, whether it's IT or finance or fire or police. They are here. They don't have to be here, but they're here, and they're certainly here during the day, and they're certainly very accessible. So if you have questions, just pick up the phone and call, or use that computer to send out an email. I'm done now.
Thank you, Mayor. I would echo that. I'm not going to repeat it, but I lived in Bolingbrook when we had newspapers delivered to the doorstep, to actually on the driveway. Facebook is not the place for one other reason. Not everyone's on Facebook. So we, in consulting with our department heads, and have determined that the sign up or opt in is the correct legal term for this type of information is the most effective. And it's been proven over and over and over again that social media is ineffective in having truthful information put out there. So, coming from a technology background, I've been involved in the technology industry since 1995, maybe earlier, 84. And so I have strong opinions about this, but I also come from being involved in journalism in high school and understanding the importance of that. Always go to the source of the truth. And everything else is cause for stress and furthering inaccurate information. And I know our staff is working very hard, one, to solve the issues, but two, to get the accurate information out that they can share in a timely manner. So sign up, and if you don't know how, go to the village website and sign up for the communications that will keep you accurately informed. So,
Thank you.
one quick shout out, part of the group tonight. I enjoy their attendance at our summer concerts. They're great fans, and looking forward to seeing them again this year. We talked about the talent show. Unfortunately, I'll be busy this Friday, and a few of us will be there at the Valley View Educational Enrichment Foundation Annual Dinner and Auctions. And the foundation is honored. It's a selection made by someone other than board members, but for many years, the STEP Transportation Training Program has been funded by the foundation, where participants learn, and I need this as well, how to navigate public transportation. So it's a pretty cool program. When we're doing the tour, I got some feedback from the students on that, And so you're all our heroes, and you're amazing. And, you know, thank you for being here tonight. And we look forward to more interaction as time goes on. The other thing I wanted to announce, we've got a lot of activities. Speaking of Facebook, I tried to make a joke about crashing Facebook, announcing all the community events that are happening last weekend and coming up this weekend. Some people got it, but my humor is not always understood. But this Friday, the Valley View Educational Enrichment Foundation. Saturday is the Lions Club Corned Beef and Cabbage. If you can find better corned beef and cabbage in the state of Illinois, I'll accept that challenge, and you can bring it and we'll taste test it. But that's at the Levy Center. And look online for the Lions information on how to buy tickets. And then a whole bunch of other cool stuff going on. So I think I'll leave it at that. I'll get off my host, and Mrs. Zarate, you ready to go?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to let everyone know that on Saturday, March 16th, we will have the Special Olympics Polar Plunge. But it's hosted by the police department. It's going to be the stage behind Town Center on the hill. And it starts at 10 a.m. and it goes to 2 a.m. And I would just like to say, shout out to them, because they are out there and it's just amazing to see what they do going down that hill. We would really love for you to come out and witness it for yourself, that these guys are gonna go down a hill on a tarp, and it's, they put Dawn, is it Dawn? Soap.
Liquid soap.
And they are dressed and ready to just fly down that thing. They go on their stomach or they go on their back, and you know what? We're very fortunate to have the police department that we have in Bolingbrook. And I just like to say, it's time for them to get out and have a good time. But it's good that we go out and support them the way that they take care of us. And I'd like to congratulate Alexa on her accomplishment of getting her Eagle. There's a lot more girls doing it now. And it's not to take anything away from the guys, not at all, but it's great because the parents help them, but they have to do the majority of the work. But it is amazing to see, you know, what they could do. And and I'm glad they opened it up to the girls so that this way they can have that. And it's a great thing to have on their resume as well when they go to college. They love things like that. So I just like to thank them all. And especially, I'm so happy that we were able to host the ability, to let you know, the Ability Awareness Month. I just want to thank everybody who donated to them, who help. We have so many businesses in town that nobody really remembers a lot that they give to our organizations that we host here in Bolingbrook, and they support them. And you know what? They're great. They're people too. And it doesn't take a lot to donate a little bit. If you have a little bit, donate a little bit. And because we're helping them, their parents are taking them out and not putting them away somewhere where no one's going to see them or whatever. They're people too. They got good hearts, these kids. I hate to call them kids because a lot of them are teenagers, but thank you so much for the people in charge. You guys, it really touches my heart that you guys are out there helping them, and God bless you for doing that, and the parents. Thank you so much.
Just before we go, I don't want people coming in the middle of the night thinking that the police are gonna be slip and sliding on that hill. So 10 to 2 p.m.
Right.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
That's what I said.
Yeah, not a.m. No slipping and sliding after dark for the police.
I go after dark.
No.
I think that's great. We'll put some money on Trustee Carpentano.
Yeah,
The
that's
police
for the
department-
trustees. The trustees are gonna be slipping and sliding.
Sorry about that.
The police department could get lucky with a day like today, or not.
I
I don't know what the temperature's going to be like, but in years past, it's not been as beautiful as 72 and sunny like it was today. So
That's what makes it fun, though.
it sure does.
It is, it's fun.
Are we participating this year, Mayor?
I will if you will.
Alexa, congratulations. Thank you for being here. You are incredible, and the family is incredible. STEP program, Jill, you run a fantastic program. You are involved in so many different ways in our community. I got my Celebrate Minds of All Kinds t-shirt. It's on order, so I hope that I get to come pick it up. Thank you for being here and for all you do all year. There are let me just say one fun community event coming up. The Bolingbrook Historic Preservation Commission invites you to their spring event with the Easter Bunny. It's hosted at the Bolingbrook Historic Museum, 444 East Briarcliff, and it is Saturday, March 23rd from 1 until 3 p.m. There's a special story time presented by the Fountaindale Library, tours of the museum, and treats for all the kids and maybe trustees that are attending. So see you on the 23rd of March. Thank you.
Thank you. I also want to give a congrats to Alexa STEP program. Congratulations, and thank you all for staying here. This is very rare that we have a crowd and have a crowd after 8 at that. Just one announcement for a save the date. The Village of Bolingbrook, we've been celebrating Juneteenth for the past 10 years. So this year will be 10-year anniversary of Juneteenth in Bolingbrook. If some of you remember, or many of you remember, that in 2021, Juneteenth became a federal holiday. So in regards to that, we want to continue the efforts of celebrating Juneteenth here in Bolingbrook. So we've been ahead of the curve for a little bit, and we want to keep that celebration alive. So I have a flyer here. If you can kind of see this, this will be digital as well online, a little blurry here, but this is a Juneteenth celebration kickoff and collaboration event. So what I mean by that is that this is not the actual Juneteenth event that will take place on June 15th. But this event is to invite residents, nonprofits, any other community groups that would like to come and discuss and collaborate on how we can make a Juneteenth for the entire community very prosperous and celebratory for all. And I want to emphasize that Juneteenth is for everyone. So we do want to make sure that we have everyone represented in all walks of life available to celebrate and contribute. So this event kickoff in collaboration will take place at the Bolingbrook, or the Promenade Bolingbrook at Star Cinema Grill, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll have food, a lot of fun, and a good amount of meaningful discussions to move forward in celebrating our Juneteenth celebration. While you're there, we can talk about volunteer opportunities, and we will have a very special guest, Will Carter, 14-year-old musician, very talented, that will be playing at this kickoff event. So everyone in this room, you're all invited as well. If you want to RSVP, you can go to myevent.com/VOBJuneteenth. This flyer, again, will be posted on the Village of Bolingbrook page, so you can have digital access to it. And if you have any other questions, you can email vobjuneteenth@bolingbrook.com. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the date? I missed it.
March 23rd.
Okay.
Thanks for the repeat.
Way to
March
go.
23rd.
Feed them and lure them in for volunteering. Got it.
Hey, everybody comes
like
from this
that.
food involved.
I'd just like to congratulate Alexa on her Eagle Scout Award. That's great, and thank you, STEP, for coming to our meeting tonight. And I have one announcement. The Red Cross is having a blood drive on Thursday, the 14th, from 9 to 4 at the Community Center on Canterbury Lane, 201 Canterbury Lane. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kelly. I just have one announcement. Spring cleanup will be March 25th through the 29th. Unlimited bulk items and unlimited amount of waste will be picked up on your normal pickup day. Some items that you should not include are electronics, construction or demolition debris that normally requires a special roll-off container. Also, landscape waste will not be allowed, but a note to that, landscape waste pickup begins April 1st. And if you have any other specific questions, you can contact Blood Brothers at 630-919-0400. And one last thing, if you do have any community events you would like us to highlight, you can email us, or you can email me at jquintero@bolingbrook.com. That also does work if you have any specific questions about anything going on with the village. I would love to connect with you. Thank you.
Well, that's a good point. On the village website, there is a calendar that lists those various events. So that's a really good way to get information about the event on the village calendar.
Yeah, good call.
I believe our clerk has something, we've got some important things happening on village-wide, right?
Yes, Madam Mayor, we have, if you've noticed, you've gotten your mailing both from the village and your sample ballot from the county about a referendum question that will be on the ballot this time on March 19th. It's about whether or not the clerk's position, my current position, should be changed from an elected position, which it is right now, to an appointed position. There's a lot of confusion about what that means. Appointed means appointed. We've got at least seven appointed positions in the village right now. Our administrators, our department heads are appointed by the mayor with the advice and consent of the board. What that means is the board has to approve that. Those staff positions are administered an oath in the same way that an elected official is administered an oath. The reason this referendum is on the ballot is to professionalize the role of the clerk rather than have it be a political position. The truth of the matter is the clerk's job is strictly administrative and procedural. How many people know what a clerk does? Yeah, one. All right, and don't feel bad about that because most people don't. But the job of the clerk is to maintain the records for the village, to make sure that the board meetings and the budget workshops recorded in the minutes. That's the piece that needs to be transparent to our residents. It's posted on the website. We now have it all videotaped so that the record that the clerk keeps of these meetings is transparent by that nature, by the fact that it is recorded and available on our website, and it's live streamed, and it's on Facebook. So the role of the clerk in terms of making the functions of the board or the decisions of the board transparent to the community has evolved. We do have a written record, and we are required to keep that for at least 100 years. I won't be here, you guys probably won't be either. But those live on, and the videos live on as well. So we are meeting the needs of transparency that way, which is different than the way it used to be. So the role of the clerk is to maintain those, to issue licenses like liquor licenses and tobacco and business licenses. That is also done in the clerk's department. As an elected position, there's really no oversight in terms of what the clerk does. The clerk's job is defined by the state. The state determines what the clerk's duties are. Whether this passes, the referendum passes, or does not, that's not going to change. Those duties are still determined by the state. The clerk sends in documents, files things with both the state and the county. That doesn't change. The only thing that would change is the duties that I perform now, and let me back up a little bit. About 85% of the clerk's duties are currently being performed by our deputy clerk, because by ordinance, village ordinance, my job is defined as 6 hours a week in the office. The clerk can't run a department of 3 other people with 6 hours a week. It's not particularly efficient. Now, what makes it possible in many ways is the fact that we can leverage technology. Things are being more streamlined. It's easier to do, but there's still these things, most specifically attending board meetings, writing minutes, and filing those, that if this passes, those duties would be passed on to an existing staff member. So if the referendum passes, we're not creating a brand new position, a brand new full-time position with all the costs and the benefits that go with that. These duties the 15% that I do in my 6 hours a week, which isn't really 6, but is it, Deputy Mayor Law?
Correct.
Will get filtered. All of those duties in the clerk's department will be rearranged amongst the existing staff. So it's not going to cost the village more money. In fact, it might even save the village money, because those staff members would get compensated for the additional work, but it certainly won't add up to what the clerk is getting paid right now. So the biggest change would be attendance at the board meetings and the minutes and the budget workshops. All of the other things that go with being an elected position, which means going to all of village events and supporting the different activities in the community and all that, that's a political thing. That's an elected part of the job. That's what an elected official does. That would not be performed by the staff position if it becomes an appointed position. So those are the two biggest things. We're trying to make this, the referendum would make this more of a professional position versus an elected position, a political position. I hope that answers everybody's questions. You got any more to add?
Well, it looks like Miss Ruth is here.
Yes, Miss Ruth.
You would have to come up
You
to
have to come
the
here to the microphone. Yes, you do.
front and center, ma'am. I did just want to add that there is an election going on. March 19th is the actual date of the election. However, early voting has started at Fountaindale Library. And I'm told that this year, if you're working in the area, that you could actually vote the day of at Fountaindale Library, even if that isn't your precinct. So that's new to Fountaindale this year. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, I guess.
You can
First
use my
time here.
microphone right there.
I can?
Thank you.
Only question would be, I'm assuming that it's going to go from being a part-time to a full-time position?
That's a good question, you know, and I think I'm going to revert back to what Marty said. Currently, the clerk's office has 3 full-time employees already. So those employees are there doing the job, the 34 hours remaining of the 40-hour work week. Also, as Marty indicated, we are going more digital. So whereas licenses and applications in the past have been strictly, you had to come into the clerk's office and get your paperwork and fill it out, and then they had to issue certificates. Now you could do that online. So we're digitizing more, and that's where the more effective, more efficient comes from, is moving into that digital era. I mean, we've got a CIO that has opened the doors to OpenGov and lots of opportunity for us through programs that we have purchased, and we are now starting to utilize that more and more. We started in the finance department, and then we went to community development, and now we're going into the clerk's office. So to answer your question, there are already, as you know, 3 full-time staff members doing the clerk's position currently.
But with the need for the clerk to be the signer on certain documents, that's where we need to have coverage more than 6 hours a week.
Yes, and that would be the deputy clerk currently, or the deputy clerk in the absence of the elected clerk currently. The person that you normally see at this seat, if she was on vacation, would be the deputy clerk. So in the absence of a clerk, the deputy clerk fulfills those roles, which is a full-time position. Does that make sense?
There's a lot of documents that a clerk, a designated clerk, has to sign, legal documents relative to the business of the village. For example, the contract that you just completed with the union, that has to be signed by the clerk and the mayor. There's a lot of things that we both have to sign for various reasons. By state law, there has to be a clerk and a deputy clerk, but by state law, it doesn't have to be elected. I think Attorney Odelson mentioned that this has been done, appointed clerks have been going on for about 30 years. And he mentioned Arlington Heights as one example that's done this. So this is not unusual. It's perfectly legal. It's been done by a lot of communities, and it makes a lot of sense. So if the referendum passes, then that change would take place at the end of my current term, which would be spring of next year, April of next year. If it doesn't pass, status quo, everything remains the way it is. And that's what the question is on March 19th.
Any other questions regarding that or anything else? Hopefully that's provided some clarity for both all of you that are here this evening, and thank you for staying, as well as those watching either on Facebook, our Facebook page or web page, or on the replay. But again, clerks here, trustees are here, I'm definitely here, administrators are here if anyone has any questions regarding that. You know, I think we use the word effective and efficient, and that's what we're transitioning to do is, you know, work smarter and not harder, and we're slowly getting there. We have a long way to go, but we're gonna fast forward and do as much as we can. So thank you for that explanation. We have no executive session this evening. The business before the board has concluded, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second trustee Quintero. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. We stand adjourned. Have a good evening.